You struggle with depression?
Yes, I do.
And to let others know who may not know, for you, what does depression feel like?
To me, it's just the feeling of nothingness, really. That nothing helps. Everything is hopeless, and you're stuck because everything that used to make you happy now just feels like a chore. And yeah, you basically feel like you can't get happiness out of anything.
Right? Did this feeling or feelings, do you feel like they like a cloud, do they slowly sneak up on you or do they just appear out of nowhere?
They can come slowly. Like sometimes I notice that I'm going downhill,
Hmm.
and it's gonna be a tough time.
What are some examples of things that trigger you to fall into depression?
Uh, Anxiety. If there's been a lot of stressful things going on, then it can come real quickly.
Hmm. And can you always tell when you're depressed?
No, sometimes
Uh,
I have no idea, and others actually have to tell me.
uh, okay. When depressed, do you have that one person that you can reach out to who can help pull you from your thoughts and the feelings?
Yeah, I've been quite lucky. I have my husband,
Hmm.
and can always tell when I'm depressed, when I'm going downhill, and he's
Hmm.
always there to help me get out of it. And if he can't, then he'll get me to call um, my therapist so that I can actually get out of it.
Right. And that's good. That's good that he's understanding and he's willing to help you in those ways that can be hard for some people. What gets you out of depression? What are some things that get you out of it?
My dogs have been a lot of help,
Hmm.
especially my oldest one, Tommy. He
Hmm.
helped me a lot when I was the sickest that I've ever been. That's actually when I got him,
Hmm.
and he got me through that summer and, forced me to get out of bed, to get out of the house, and to actually do something. And without him, I wouldn't be alive, I don't think.
Oh wow.
Mm.
And what are some things that you do to help you avoid getting depressed?
Well, again, the dogs help
Hmm.
forcing me to do stuff to kind of keep up. I have, of course, the gaming, the streaming, helping
Hmm.
me interact with people at some level at least, and all the other hobbies like uh, well, millions of different hobbies that I have littered around this room.
Oh yeah, I can see him in the background. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. These things that help you avoid or get out of depression, do you, knowing that they help you, do you cling hard to them and try to make sure they're there for you, or can you let them be, sort of?
No, I think I cling to them quite a bit
Hmm.
because I have so many different ones, but I have like
Hmm.
everything I need to do each and every one at all times.
Uh-huh.
So that when I'm the breast of feeling down, I can immediately feel which one of them sounds the most appealing. So I can go with that because that can still bring me some happiness and joy.
Right. It's good you have options.
Mm.
Yeah. And when depressed, how does it affect those around you that you notice?
I know, especially with my husband, that he gets more stressed.
Hmm.
And of course, that's how it is with like close friends and family. You being sad will make them worry, make them sad.
Hmm.
So I have noticed that, and I have been really sick. He starts to stress a lot, and it's almost like the depression is trying to bring everyone around you down with it.
Hmm. Going through it and then see him being stressed. Is there anything you can do for him at that time?
At that time, it's mostly just trying to help myself
Right,
because I know if I get better, then he won't have to worry anymore.
right. That makes sense. Do you feel like those around you, family or friends, understand your depression?
Most of them, I think.
Hmm.
Like my father said, because I have a lot more than just a depression, but my father said he will never actually fully understand how it is because he's never been there himself, but
Hmm.
he'll always try. And when
Right,
you have people like that around you, that helps a lot because they're willing to just try to understand, and that's the most important.
right. How long did your longest period or episode of depression last?
It must have been maybe over a year at least.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was a hard year basically for you and those around you because
yeah.
a year is a long time.
That's the longest one. It was the worst one. That was the one my dog got me out of.
Uh, mhm. Depression doesn't just affect your mind, but also affects your body. How would you say depression or being depressed affects your body?
Well, I started stress eating after I got depression.
Hmm.
So I eat a lot, I eat all the time. Of course, antidepressants, they get you to gain weight. So,
Uh,
and after I started on those pills, I put on 20 kilos
oh,
quite
yeah.
quickly. So
Wow.
even though that's years ago, I still don't feel like I know my body because I still imagine me to be, tiny and skinny.
Hmm. Um, how does depression affect your sleep?
I guess together with all my other problems, it can affect it quite a lot, especially getting to sleep.
Yeah,
It can take quite some time.
yeah. But once you're asleep and you wake up the next day, if you got enough hours, you wake up the next day. Are you rested? Are you good?
Not always,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
sadly.
yeah, yeah. And has depression ever caused you to self harm?
Uh, yes. The depression along with the anxiety became too much, so I did self-harm.
And how long did you self harm for?
It was on and off. Like it started like when I was 15, and
Mm.
last time I did it was maybe last year. So
Oh,
it
okay.
still comes and goes if I am stressed enough.
Hmm. When you self harm, do you feel bad about it, or do you feel okay because it helped at the time?
I feel bad about it even while doing it because I know I
Hmm.
shouldn't.
Right, right, right. Your husband, does he understand you when what's going on with the self harming?
Yes, and like everyone, he doesn't like it,
Hmm.
and he tries to stop it. But I think he understands that at the moment, I can't see anything else that's gonna help.
Right, right. And you mentioned other things going on. So you do have other mental issues that you struggle with, right?
Yes, my whole history started with just being diagnosed with anxiety, and
Hmm.
then the depression came from that. But now we know the anxiety was actually avoidant personality disorder, which is why it wasn't treatable.
Hmm. Oh, okay. And do you feel like having depression and being depressed makes those other issues more harder to deal with?
Yes, and it's annoying because I know those other disorders are the reason for the depression, and
Hmm.
uh, and the depression just makes everything just seem more hopeless than they already are.
Hmm. Do you see a therapist or some kind of professional for your depression?
Yes, at least once a month.
Okay. Do you feel like seeing a professional have helped you with your depression?
Yeah, the depression I've actually gotten a lot better.
Hmm.
We're together with, the therapy and medication. It's starting to like put the depression away a little, at least.
Hmm.
And it also makes sure that the other disorders doesn't get worse. So it's a bit more stable.
Right. You mentioned putting the depression away. With depression, does it feel like something that you have to realize you have and live with, or are you always fighting it?
At times it feels like it's a constant fight,
Hmm.
but looking back, I know that I am not struggling with it nearly as much today as it was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Hmm.
So, there's probably always going to be somewhere because of the personality disorder. I
Hmm.
probably won't be able to get depression away completely,
Hmm.
but it's a lot less noticeable in my daily life now than it used to be.
Right. You think acceptance with it and knowing more about it and the experiences you went through with it helps now with it?
Yeah, a lot.
Hmm.
And I think talking about it and letting people know it exists, no matter what mental disorder it is,
Hmm.
it helps you, it helps them understand, and it helps community as a whole, just get better. I feel at least.
Right. Well, when I asked you about a therapist or professional, and you said you are seeing one, do you recommend therapy or seeing a professional for everyone who struggle with depression, or for only some?
I think it will help for everyone, no matter how small of an inconvenience you think it is.
Hmm.
If it's small, then it's easier to treat. So the quicker you get to it, the better the result is going to be and the faster it's going to come. And also, thinking that it's nothing, others have it worse is one of the worst ways to think. Because I thought that for many years,
Hmm.
others have it worse. So it's not really something I need to see someone for. And then, now I've been going to therapy since I was 17. It's
Well,
8 years now.
hmm.
So no matter how small of a thing you think it is, it might not be that small.
Right.
So everyone should talk to someone if they feel there's something, anything.
Right. What's some words of encouragement you'd want to give to anyone who was watching who is also struggling with depression?
Well, there's always, the cliche, it'll get better.
Yeah.
And the way thing is, it has gotten better.
Hmm.
And thinking back, knowing that, 4 or 5 years ago, if someone had told me that, I would not have believed them at all.
Hmm.
And I would have told them to go, basically F off.
Hmm.
Uh, but it's true. And if you're lucky enough to have someone, anyone, um, they won't get mad if you want to talk to them either.
Hmm.
If you aren't able to find a professional, if you just have, a girlfriend, boyfriend, close family member, a best friend, just telling them that things aren't that good. And, if you're a hugger, ask for a hug.
Yeah.
And just having someone around you who knows what you're going through, it can help loads and loads. And of course, if you're a dog person, get a dog. That
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah. That's good then. All right. Well, I want to thank you for being with me in this interview, and I appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.